We believe that life continues after our mortal death, and in the temple we can be baptized.
Have you ever pondered the causes of the remarkable and intriguing lifestyle that Mormons practice, which differs from that of traditional Christians? Members of the Mormon faith hold many beliefs that are interwoven with the Christian faith, even though many Christians do not acknowledge Mormonism as an official denomination. What distinguishes this denomination from others is the strict adherence to its rules. Truthfully, members of the Mormon faith are forbade from drinking coffee. That is accurate. Despite coffee's widespread consumption over many centuries, Mormons are forbidden to drink it. This is so, even though coffee has been a staple beverage for Muslims for generations. In the case of religions like Mormonism, it is not necessarily the case that they are compatible. Today, Mormon policy permits members to partake in herbal teas and hot chocolate before church services. Another point to note is that the Mormon Church has recently relaxed its stance on caffeinated drinks like soda, but coffee is still off limits to members and visitors. The church has a rule that says you shouldn't drink any kind of tea, hot or cold, no matter how the leaves are prepared. Because they desire to keep their unshakable and undiluted faith in God, Mormons are not allowed to gamble. This brings us to our second consideration. The Mormon faith is known for its members' tendency to shun material possessions and anything that might cause them to lose sight of their spiritual values. For one thing, members of the Mormon faith tend to stay away from controversial topics. Lovers of the Mormon faith are also forbade from partaking in the beverage known as tea. Now we reach the third point. The official church doctrine, the word of wisdom, states that teas are strong beverages, so it is advised that one should avoid them at all costs. Many people mistakenly believe that caffeinated beverages like tea and coffee are taboo to drink. Caffeine is neither explicitly forbidden nor supported by the church, despite the fact that it is a stimulant, addictive, and potentially harmful substance. This is so even though these are qualities that caffeine is commonly known to possess. Publications aimed at the Christian community contain a strong warning that caffeine, especially in large quantities, can have negative health effects. There are a lot of negative side effects linked to caffeine.
She claimed that the Lord will not keep me out of heaven for a little cup of coffee, and neither could those of her children who drank coffee with her. We must not let one little cup of coffee, one bad habit, but because of that little cup of coffee, she could not qualify for Temple Recommend.
As the fourth item on the list, one of the expectations of Mormons is to marry within the Mormon faith. Even though the Mormon church won't physically force you to get married, they do insist that you wed another Mormon. The strong belief in an afterlife is the reason Mormons hold this belief. On a more detailed level, Mormons believe in a place called the Celestial Kingdom, which is further divided into 3 separate kingdoms. If you want to be the most successful Mormon, you have to be faithful all the time and get married in a proper Mormon ceremony. Mormons call this heavenly condition exaltation, which means living with God in its literal sense. A person's doctrines and beliefs may clash with another's when they go through the motions of getting married to someone from a different denomination. Being a Mormon is committing to serving a full-time mission. The 15th point is now at hand. Many important aspects of Mormonism are emphasized, including missions, family life, doing good deeds, and respecting those in authority. As soon as young men reach the age of 18, the church expects them to begin serving in a full-time mission, even though no one has the authority to do so. However, this is not actually the case. Serving as a Mormon missionary for 24 months anywhere in the world is a requirement of the missionary program that must be fulfilled. There is a strict code of conduct that all Mormon missionaries must follow while serving their country. Among these regulations is the requirement that they not date and that they remain in close contact with their assigned service partner. One of the most important things that Mormons do is tithe, as stated in Regulation number 6. While most Orthodox churches view tithes as an optional spiritual practice, Mormons are compelled to give 10% of their income to the church. Consequently, members of the Mormon faith are obligated to contribute 10% of their income. In addition to covering the costs of running the church, these contributions also go toward charitable causes. Since education is also greatly valued by the church, members are strongly encouraged to get a bachelor's degree or higher. Not only does the Mormon church help the downtrodden financially, but it also gives many of its members the chance to attend Brigham Young University and other church-owned colleges. The rituals connected with apparel are addressed in the 7th regulation. Mormons have a variety of wardrobe rituals, and one of them is donning temple garments. Temple garments are a kind of religiously significant undergarment. Those who have attained the age of majority and have made significant commitments to God are the members who wear these. Members of the Mormon faith assert that their undergarments have provided them with magical protection, even though this is not necessarily the case. Genealogical research is a mandatory activity for all practicing Mormons. Among the many rituals that fall under this category are the officiating of weddings and baptisms, as well as other sacraments that honor the dead. The Mormon faith holds that its adherents go to the afterlife to carry out these rites for the benefit of souls who did not have the opportunity to accept the gospel while they were living on earth. The 9th point is that Mormons are expected to observe the Sabbath as a holy day. Meeting together as a church on Sundays to pray, worship, sing, and hear sermons is central to Methodist belief and practice. Sunday church attendance is viewed as a crucial part of the practice. Since Sunday is the day of the Lord, Mormons abstain from worldly pursuits like attending concerts and athletic events because they believe these activities to be unholy. They engage in youth groups, missionary work, and family home evenings as part of their religious beliefs. All of these things are instances of things to do. The significance of family values and abstinence is heavily emphasized prior to marriage. This ranks 10th. Despite the rapid pace of modernization around them, Mormon women have steadfastly adhered to a traditional and modest lifestyle for many generations. The founding of the Mormon faith was marked by this solemn vow. The church leaders have declared that passionate kisses, or kisses that last for a long time, are forbidden for those who are not married. For Mormons, sexual relations should never occur outside of marriage, and they believe that a nurturing home is the most important place for a child's development. Furthermore, Mormons hold the belief that such an atmosphere is crucial for the upbringing of children. The end of a marriage is not advocated, but it is legal. Both sides must reach a consensus, and the decision must be authorized by the pastor of each church. Married couples who are having relationship problems can also take advantage of the church's classes. The Mormon Church in Utah has responded to the rising tide of divorces by instituting programs to educate the public about the importance of marriage counseling, and by providing resources to those who are divorcing. There have been instances of derogatory use of the term Mormon, and the term fails to adequately describe the diverse beliefs held by churches that follow Joseph Smith's teachings and the Book of Mormon. Even among Mormons, there are some sects that refuse to use the name Mormon. This must be remembered at all costs. Building strong communities, supporting families, and living a life of service are central to Mormon practices and traditions when taken as a whole. Countless people have come to embrace and remain faithful to it, despite the fact that it has been the target of debate and criticism throughout its existence. The reason behind this is its deep focus on the significance of community support and family values.